Okay guys, today we're going to do a quick video demo on scribble drawing because that's what I want you guys to be working on, and I thought it'd be easier if you watch a quick video first and then you guys can look at the pictures I posted in the classroom and choose which ones you want to scribble today. So here's a quick example that I did the other day of a scribble drawing that you guys can see here on my thing. So your scribble drawings are going to be quick lines. You're not going to get a lot of time for them. We're going to give you a time limit and then you're going to move on to the next one. We are going to start working into figures shortly. So we're going to do some scribble drawings of figures. So the goal here is to find some areas of value with your scribbles, to darken up some of those areas, but also just to get a very gestural line, a moving line. And actually, if I measure her out, I feel like her legs are a little short. But just to get you started, I'm going to give you a little demo here. So we are going to be working on an image which I'll have posted in the classroom for you guys to use later if you'd like. But I am going to start by measuring out my figure just like I would be if I was going to be drawing it without scribbling, because that's just going to get me started a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make a mark at the top of my head, wherever I think that's going to go. You're going to use your head as your measuring tool, so you're going to constantly be measuring her legs, arms, body with a head height. So I'm going to say this girl that I'm drawing, 1, 2, 3, 6. So she's about 6 heads tall with her head, and then she's on her toes because she's on her ballet shoes. So we're going to make her head about this big, and I'm just going to quickly kind of give references to her joints, her elbows, her shoulders, her knees, ankles, and then that way I'll be able to place some things out more proportionately. So if this is her head, so we're going to go 1, 2, I'll see if you can see this, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm going to say the bottom of her feet are going to land right about here. I'm just making a little mark, which you probably can't see. I'm trying to draw these a little darker for you guys. And then her shoulders are going to be about, her shoulders are going to come next. So I'm actually just going to start to make little marks where her joints are going to be. So here's her shoulders. And then her elbows, I'm going to come down and put a little mark where her elbows will be. And then we're going to go out. Her wrists are crossed over each other. There's one there. One's a little lower. So I've got shoulders, elbows, wrists, which look like they're too short. So I'll make new marks. And then her knees. 1, 2, 3, almost 4, 1. So 2, 3, 4. Her knees are a little below that, so I'm going to make a mark for her knees. And then her feet are usually about 1 head width, so this would be her shoes down here. So I'm going to use this as my reference. She actually has these big giant wings, which you'll see in the picture too, but I just want to show you how to start out your scribble and then how to get going. So I know my arm's going to be in the way a little bit, but you'll see it as I get going. So I'm going to start to just try to find a shape here, and it is just going to be very linear, and I'm trying to figure out where her arms are going to be. Remember, I made those little marks, so that's going to make it a little easier for me to try to put some of those lines in here. And then her hands come down over here, and then we're going to go over to this side. Her other one, you don't have to pick up your pen a lot when you're doing this. Okay, then she's got this skirt that comes just above her knees, and that's a tutu, so I'm also trying to kind of create that texture that goes along with it. So some of those lines, they're going to come up as I'm doing this. Okay, then I see I had her knee joint here, and her legs are kind of crossed over in the front, so I'm trying to show that. Here's her calf muscle, and then her ankles are about right here, so I'm going to start to put her foot in there, and I'm just getting a very basic shape. I can kind of go in and fix that a little bit later. Her other leg is back here, so I'm going to make sure I have that in here also. Sticking out, and it comes up, ends a little higher than the other one because it's behind. Okay, so now I have the basic shape of her body, and then and then I can go in. I made her head, like I gave her like no neck. But scribble drawings are cool because you don't really have to get it perfect, and you can still make it look really interesting. So here I'm gonna try to give her shape of her hands, just boxes really. So you get the idea of them being there, but you're not gonna see many details at all. Find the curve of the fingers and how they're laying. And then I can go in and I'm gonna try to add in a little value here. There's a shadow across the left side of her dress, and I'm gonna try to show that a little bit. You can go into her face. The front of her face is pretty dark. She's in the shadow over here. And then down her neck, so I'm gonna put in some of those values in here. And then this side of her dress, I want to keep those lines over here though showing, but this is really, really dark. So I'm adding in some areas of value to make it a little bit more interesting on my drawing. The left side of her leg also has quite a bit of shadow. You can put in hints of details if you want to, like the curve of her shoe. But see how my arm is really just moving here, the left side of her arm. So you can add in more if you want to, depending on how much time you have for each drawing. She actually has these huge giant wings, but I'm gonna leave this just like that. I'm gonna stop it right there. I want you guys just to kind of see what that looks like and how that would work for you. And then we will do a bunch as a practice today in class. So you can draw a little smaller because if you don't have a ton of paper to flip through, but I wanted to show you so you guys can see that. So we will be together for a live. I just want to have you watch the demo ahead of time.